Again, like I said, this is not for me to solve the project. It's just for me to explain in details how I would expect you to solve this project. So I believe you guys have read it, problem statement, which is fine. Okay. And you've done your analysis. What's the analysis expected? The analysis expected is we have a customer, we have a plan, and we want to create a billing. Okay. So think about it from that point of view. You're going to be storing 3 records: customer record, plan records, and billing information for that customer. So when you're creating a customer, what do you need to do? You need to select a plan for that customer. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly open my Salesforce and show you what exactly you should be doing. I go to hands-on hogs and I use this because I don't want to use the main hog. That's where I'm going to be training from. So I'll scroll down a little bit, go into the data model. I think that's where most of you probably got lost. Data model, create 3 custom object: plan, customer, bill. So the first one is setup. You go to object manager, you create 3 custom objects, 3 custom objects. I'm going to create plan. Okay, create plan. Save. Then I'm going to create customer object. But I think there is a customer object in Salesforce by default, but we have created another customer object, which is a custom one, right? So you're going to create another customer object, and you create a third one, which is bill object, right? So you have the bill object. That means we've done this. Plan custom object will contain information about the internet mobile monthly plan the company has to offer. Customer object stores information about customer who wants to take up the plan. And the bill stores records of monthly bills. Okay, so going by that, I still gave you the fields you need to create. Like literally, this is the easiest project you probably get as a Salesforce consultant. Okay, so now the first thing, go to the plan object and do this. Copy. Okay, copy. Just mute yourself, please. Okay, so go to the plan objects, copy whatever fields I've asked you to do, and go to the plan. Okay, and create them. That's it. So I'm in plan. I want to create a field called call rate per minute. What should call rate per minute be? What should call rate per minute be? What kind of data type would you select? Call rate per minute. Let me give an example of call rate per. Exactly. You guys know this stuff. You guys know this stuff. This is currency, and you specify maybe decimal place, so you can just make it open. You save. Go to the next one. Free calling minutes. What should the free calling minutes be? The free calling minutes when you're making a call.
Number.
Yeah, number. That's it. Go back to your data type. You select number, and you put the field called free calling minutes, right? That's how you would do all this. Okay, you've done this. Then you go to customer objects. The only difference is the plan. Every other thing is the same way. Address. How do you enter address? You go to the customer object. Then you create a new field called address. What should address be?
Number.
It could be test area. It could be test. It doesn't matter. You can just say test, and that's it, right? That's how to create address. However, there is one other, which I believe is where most of you probably got lost, relationship, which is the plan, right? The plan. So how do you create a plan relationship to the customer object? New field. You go to lookup. Do you know why I'm selecting lookup? I'm selecting lookup because if you look at the relationship, it says customer would have a plan. And the reason why a customer would have a plan is because you don't want to constantly put all these fields in the customer object, because all these fields are associated to a particular customer. So you don't want to constantly enter this information because they are static. By static, I mean they wouldn't change. They wouldn't change when creating bill next month, unless you want to create a new plan. That's when they will change. But if you're still using the same plan, free calling minute for that plan will change. Free internet MB for that plan won't change. So why would you want to enter these all the time? That's the only reason why you're putting the plan, why you're putting all this in the plan objects. Okay, so now to create the plan, you select a lookup, meaning that the plan is being, the customer is looking up to the plan. Then you have that plan, then you say next, okay? And you say next, next, next. But always read through what you're saying next to before you just say next. That's the relationship, okay? So if you go to the schema builder, just to visualize your relationship, see how it looks like. Okay, clear all, open customer. Okay, then open plan. Okay, so you've created all the fields in plan, you've seen the customer. You need to see this blue line. This blue line says lookup relationship. If your schema doesn't have this blue line, you've made a mistake. So make sure that plan can have many customers. Look at one to many. This three stuff needs to be pointing to customers. Okay? If it's not pointing to customers, you've made a mistake. Okay? So that's the first one. So I want to find out from everyone. Have you guys done this? Do you have this relationship?
Yes.
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 Everyone in this room right now has this relationship, okay? And they know why they've created this relationship. The reason why you've created this relationship is if I want to create a customer, let me go and create a customer. If I want to create a customer, I go to new and I create customer, blah, blah, blah. This is the reason why you create a plan. You could have entered all this plan information when creating a customer. You could have done it. But why would you want to keep repeating that process every time? Because plan is static. Plan is not changing every month. But if you want to constantly create a customer with the same plan, you don't have to you don't have to enter those information. You just pull it up from the plan object. That's the reason why you are associating a customer and a plan. So if you go to the project, if you look at this is a plan, right? So all these free calling minutes for basic plan would automatically be associated to this customer that you're creating. So you don't have to write everything out on the customer that you're creating. You just associate it, okay? So now that's the first one. The second one is I want to create the relationship between bill and customer, okay? But remember, it is master detail relationship. So I go to customer objects. I go to, so which is the master? The master is customer and the bill is child. So I go to bill. I go to relationships and I say master detail relationship. And I select what? I select customer. Where's the customer? I think it's the second one. But we can check, okay? Because we have two customer objects in the system, but make sure you're selecting the right customer. Again, I could have just asked you to use the same customer object, not much difference, okay? But again, it's just you trying to ensure that you do the right thing. So now you can see we've created a customer on the bill object, and it is master detail, okay? So what does this mean? It means that if you're creating a bill, you need to give that bill to a customer. I want you to kind of like think from a logical point of view. What am I doing and how should I be doing it? I know as a BA, you might not need this. As an admin, you probably wouldn't need this. But as a consultant, you need to have this. You need to be able to tell the business that this is the relationship you want to have, okay? It's very important. So now that we have that, let me go back to my schema and show you the view. I need to refresh this, okay? Because previously this was what we had, but I've already made that relationship. So can you see? If you're working on your projects and you don't see this red stuff going to the bill object from customer, you're wrong. So I would like to find out from everyone, have you created this? And you can see this red going to the bill object with a master detail. Everyone in this room has done this. Everyone.
Yes.
If you have not done it, please let me know now.
I haven't done it. I'm not seeing it yet.
Did you create it the way I've done it right now? Have you created your objects?
Yes, I've created my objects.
And have you created the relationship the way I've done it just now?
I created a master detail relationship.
Where did you create that relationship from? Did you go to the bill object?
Give me a second. I'm checking. I created a master detail relationship from the bill object on customer.
Yes. So can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes. Yes.
So go to refresh this your schema builder. Go to another page. Refresh this your schema builder. Just refresh it.
Okay. Yes, it's showing now. I see the red line from customer to bill.
Okay, that's good. So please, this is 10%. If you can get a schema right, you're in a good shape, okay? So now that we have this object, and you can see that this is master detail. The red is a master detail. The blue is a lookup. Blue means that I can decide to enter a customer without a plan. That's what that blue means. I can decide to go and create a customer without giving it a plan, and it will still work. That's what the blue means. But the red means I cannot create a bill. Where's the bill object? The bill object is not here. I think I showed you yesterday how to bring an object that is not visible. So I need to have added that object in the tabs. Sorry. I go to tabs and I go to custom objects. Okay, this is the first thing you need to do. When you want to see these objects in the tabs here, you need that custom object tabs. Click on new, select bill, then you select any color for that bill. Okay, then you go to next. Make sure that you select the profile that should be having this, okay? Don't just select default on for everything. If you select default on for everything, anytime you log in as a different profile, you would always see this, and it can be very annoying, right? So imagine you go to a different app, for instance, you go to this app, you still that custom object. You go to this app, you see the custom object. You go to this app, you see the custom object. It's not really a good design, okay? Always uncheck all this and just specify the profile, the app you're interested in, okay? But for the sake of this, I will just select everything. But please don't select everything for your project. I told you, don't select everything. So now that we have that, let me just refresh this. I should be able to see the bill object now if it's default on. So this is the bill object, okay? I click on the bill object. Okay, so now if I want to create a bill, can you see? I need to select a customer. I need to. That's what master detail relationship is. That's what that red signifies. It means that I cannot create a record on that object until I have selected the detail. However, for lookup, which is the blue one, it means I have the liberty. I can just create a customer. Please, can you just mute if you're not speaking? Please mute. I can just create a customer. I can just create a customer without having to specify a plan. You see, the plan is not compulsory. That's what the lookup means. Okay, so now we know what the lookup means. We know what the build means. We have done the most difficult part of this project. No, the second most difficult part of this project. The first one is calculating what they call the plan, which is our objective. Okay, so remember I asked you to create all these fields, and I asked you to create all these fields on the customer object, and I asked you to create all these fields on the build object. If you can create all these fields, your schema would look nicer. Okay, it will look nicer. So now after that, you would enter these details in the plan object. Free calling minutes. Free calling minutes, look at free calling minutes. That's the field you've created in the plan object. So when you're adding it, all you just need to do is specify the value of the free calling minute for basic plan. Specify the value of the free calling minute for standard plan. Okay? So if you can create the objects, you will be good. So for instance, let me see if plan is there. Plan is not there. I can bring plan to view. Go to plan. No, go to tab and bring plan to view the same way we've done for the bill. We can do for plan. Okay, new. I select the plan, then I select this and next. Again, based on previous discussion, don't select everything unless it's necessary. Then we have it. Okay, so now I refresh. So I can have the plan object. I refresh and I go to plans. After plans, I click on new. Okay, but obviously
15 more minutes. Yeah.
Obviously, we need to have all these fields that I told you to create. All these fields, okay? Plan number, plan, blah, blah. So now it's called basic plan. Basic plan. But other fields, you would have to create yourself and enter those values. That's it. That's what this stuff is asking you to do, number 2. The first one is create the fields. The second one is enter this detail into the fields. That's it. Okay, so I want to find out if everyone is clear with number 2. Is everyone clear with number 2?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry to take you back, but on my customer tab on the front end, the bill is not a compulsory field. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, because I saw your own and you said the bill is supposed to be a compulsory field.
So did you follow the process? Did you follow what I did just now when I'm creating it? Did you follow it? When you open your schema, what can you see? Can you see this red thing?
Yes, I can see the red and I can see the blue.
Then you're probably opening the other customer object. You're not opening. Can you guys mute if you're not speaking? You probably opened the wrong customer object. I told you we have 2 customer objects. We have 2 customer objects. If you look at customer,
I renamed the standard one to client and I created a new custom customer.
Again, Doris, as you can see, I show this right in front of you. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to ask you to share your screen. That's the only way I can help you. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing and you share your screen.
Can you enable the share, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you have a discussion with a mentor?
No.
So why didn't you have a discussion with a mentor first? Because they would have helped you with this. Is there any problem? I'm just trying to understand. So I know that the process is working. Okay. So I need to know what I can do to help you.
Okay, excuse me.
There's no problem really. I just was trying to do it on my own.
But you're struggling. But anyway, carry on.
So if I try to create a new customer, the bill is not a compulsory field like the way yours was.
So you don't create bill from customer object. Okay? You create bill from the bill object.
Yeah, but you know when you said if you're creating a customer, the bill is supposed to be a compulsory field.
No, if you're creating a bill, the customer is a compulsory field because you're associating a bill to a customer.
Yeah, my customer is a compulsory field on bill.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, I think I got it all wrong then. I thought you said if you're creating a customer, the bill is supposed to be a compulsory field. And I looked at mine and I don't have the bill as a compulsory field.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. And you can stop sharing so I can share my screen. So I go to back to my screen, and now we've done 1 and 2. Can everyone confirm they know what to do on item 2? Can everyone just confirm that they know what to do on item 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Item 2 is just update to know.
Yes. Okay. Now, number 3, create at least 3 customers and assign the plans above, i.e., the first customer gets basic, the second customer gets standard, and the third customer gets premium. What does that mean? Go to your customer objects. Okay, go to your, where's my customer? This is customer objects. Okay, first one, create a customer, sample customer 1. Then I say the first one should get the basic plan. The second one should get the other plan. The third one should get the other plan. That's what this stuff is saying. So as you can see, it took me 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes to do the first one. So I want to find out, is everyone clear with what they need to do on item 3?
Yes.
And have you done it?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't. With this explanation, it's clear.
Okay. So now you've done a customer and you've associated plans to that customer. But before you can do that, you need to have created those plans. Okay. So we've done that. Now let's create a bill. I want to create a bill for customer 1. This is sample customer 1. I want to create a bill for this. I go to my bill.
Sorry, please, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So when I create the customer, in the plan field, I'm getting the plan number, not the plan name.
That's because of the way you've done the object. Okay, when you're creating the object, custom objects, you have the option of saying, okay, let's say you put plan here right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna say plan name, but you can change it.
Okay.
Okay, it's because you've created it that way. That's why it's showing. But you could have changed it if you wanted it to change. But remember, go with the flow. Go with what I asked you to do. If you go with what I asked you to do, you will never get this wrong. Just do this, plan name, plan number, and go with the flow. Ensure you create all these fields.
Yeah,
okay?
I did.
Babatope, sorry, you have a plan in your customer, and I did the loop normally. I have a loop to the plan, customer to the loop, and I'm still not having this plan on my customer. Is it supposed to be on the customer or?
I don't understand. What's the problem?
Okay, I have this customer, and when you say we should update, so I went to my normal customer on my dashboard, and I try to update it, like create a new. And I'm only seeing my normal field I created. The plan is not inclusive, like the loop of the plan.
Did you associate that customer to a plan like this?
Associate the customer.
When you're creating a customer, okay? When you're creating a customer, you have to select a plan. If you don't select a plan, you wouldn't see the plan in the customer. So customer owns a plan, right? Customer subscribe to a plan. Does this make sense? Can I continue?
Yes, I guess. Thank you.
Okay. So now that we have customers, I want to go to the next one. What is the next one? The next one is to create a bill, okay? We want to create a bill, okay? So let's go to the bill object and we click on new. Then what are the items in the bill? Amount of internet use. But I asked you when you're creating the bill object, make sure you have the amount of internet used, okay? So if you're creating a bill, you just enter those values. You enter those values inside that bill. So now, what is the amount of internet use? You enter it. Bill end date, you just create it there. Bill start date, you put it there. These are just random stuff, but make sure that the difference between the bill start date and end date is 30. That's one thing that obviously most of you would struggle with, okay? But I will quickly show you what you need to do. Let's quickly go on to this, okay? So let's imagine I want to find the total bill amount. How do I find the total bill amount? Can someone tell me how to find the total bill amount? Just theoretically, not in terms of Salesforce. If you subscribe to a mobile phone, okay, how do you know your final bill for the month? How do you calculate it?
The rate times the amount of calls you make, or things like that.
Can someone tell me?
The number of calls times the rate.
Less the free.
So, okay, let me give you an example. I have a Kudo mobile phone. And my plan is $100 every month. Okay, my plan is $100 every month. I have 5,000 minutes of free calling. I have 10 gigabytes of data, and I have maybe 10,000 limits on SMS calling. Every month, I don't use more than my given minutes. I don't use more than my given data. I don't use more than my given SMS. How much would I pay every month? So, sorry? Sorry?
So you just pay your normal price.
Exactly. I will pay my normal price. So all those calculations you guys are already talking about, it's not needed yet. You need to think about it from a theory point of view. Meaning that if I am not using past all these charges, if my SMS is 1,500 and I use 1,200, am I going to pay any charges? No. If my number of calls is 600 and I'm giving 5,000 free calling minutes, am I going to pay any charges?
No.
If my amount of internet use is 6,000 and I have 10,000, am I going to pay any amount for internet uses?
No.
So now, how would you formulate your total bill? So let's start with basic maths. I want to create my total bill, okay? And my total bill is going to be what currency? Oh, sorry, I already said it. It's going to be what? Sorry, it's going to be what? But before you get to currency, what is it going to be first?
Formula.
Exactly. It's going to be formula, right? Because you cannot calculate the total bill out. You cannot just find it as a number. You have to calculate it. Okay. So now we go to that. So because it's a formula, but what kind of formula would it be?
No, it will be currency.
Exactly. So now, before we move forward, I want to find out from everyone, do you guys get this? Did you guys accept that this is going to be a formula? Then we select currency. Is everyone good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
now
Yes.
let's do the bill. So what did I tell you about the bill? The bill is just how much the customer is paying for the plan. Okay? How much the customer is paying for the plan. Let's go back to this. The plan. Let's select any plan. This is basic plan. If the customer is on basic plan, how much will the customer pay if the customer were to be on basic plan and the customer is staying within their limits? How much will the customer pay?
$50.
$50. And what field is that?
Price.
So now what we want to do is we want to look for the field called price. Where is this field called price? Where is it? Where is this field called price?
On that plan.
Where can we find it on that plan? Like how is plan and customer related?
Go to customer first.
Then
The plan.
Then
Then
whatever, if we have a price, right? If we have a price. So let me quickly create that price. So, I asked you to create all these fields, okay? If you don't create that field, you won't be able to see it. So let me just create a price just for the sake of the learning. Then we click on price. I'll just call it currency. But if you've done all this, you just need to do it. Don't think it's hard. You just need to take your time and do it. If you don't take your time and do it, it's going to be hard. But if you follow the guideline, it's less than 1 hour task. It's less than 1 hour. So please just spend this time on this project, because this is what you will get in the industry. It won't be more than this. As a consultant, as an admin, you probably wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this, I can guarantee you. But as a consultant, it won't be more than this. So why not just put the effort and see what's out there. I go to plan, I go to currency, then I say total bill. Okay. So I go to total bill, I click on next. Then remember, I want to find the price. Okay. This is when this guy has not gone over their limits. So how did I go there? Remember, I look for the customer. The bill objects, I look for the customer. After looking for the customer, I look for the plan. After looking for the plan, I want to get the price from the plan, because it's the price I am looking for. Does this make sense to you guys? Does this make sense?
Yes.
Does this make sense? Are you guys 100% happy that this is what the guy would pay if the guy has not gone past their limits? So now let me look at this again. I said call charges, internet charges, SMS charges. So now this is what the guy would pay if they have not gone past their charges, gone past their limits. However, if the guy is very, very active with their mobile phone, they would obviously have gone past their limits, right? They would have gone past their limits. So if you want to add those extra charges, how would you do it in a simple arithmetic operation? How would you do it? Tell me.
So total minus whatever the free.
No. Let's start with the basic. What would you do here? What would the total amount be? Total bill amount, what would it be?
That would be the price plus
overage.
Difference between the overage and the.
Listen, you guys are going far ahead. I want to break this down to you guys. I have a mobile phone that charges me $50 every month. Okay. Now I want to find my total bill. How would I find my total bill? The first thing I look for is my price. That's my baseline bill. Now, the second is I want to look for the charges, what they've charged me for other things I have done after I've gone past my limit. And what are they? I ask you to include them in the bill. Internet charges.
Call charges.
Okay? I have to include call charges. And I have to include, where's the other charge? SMS charges.
SMS charges.
That's all. That's how to calculate the total plan. That's how to calculate the total bill amount for that customer. That's all you need to do. But the question now is this. I have not created my call charges. I have not created my SMS charges. I have not created my internet charges. That's what the project is all about. For you to create those charges. How do you create those charges? You go to the bill object. But before I move forward, do you guys understand how to calculate total bill amount? Yes. Price plus charges. Okay? Price plus charges. That's it. Now, the charges, you want to calculate the charges, right? Some of you can just put everything inside that logic and you do just one single formula, but you can also calculate charges one by one using formula. This is the project. This is the project. This is where most of you would struggle, but I wouldn't do it for you. I will just give you hints, okay? If I do this project for you, then I defeat the entire purpose of the learning, okay? I'll just give you hints, okay? So now let's do a dummy call charges. A dummy call charges. How do we find charges? How would you find out whether you should be charged for calls or not? What is the logic you're going to check to find out if you should pay for extra calling minute charges or not? Can someone tell me? What should be the logic?
If the monthly call is more than 500 minutes.
So you're right, okay? So I want to find out, how would you write that logic? What would you check?
Duration, call duration.
So we have a plan. Let's start. We have a plan called free calling minutes.
Yeah, so.
Okay, we have a plan called free calling minutes. And the guy has used for customer one, I will go to customer one. This is a calls made by customer one. Okay? Number of calls made. Don't put values. Don't ever put values. So I said free calling minutes minus number of call minutes. Okay? So I want to find out if the free calling minutes, okay, minus number of calls made, okay, the difference, I want to find out the difference. So what will be your condition? What will be your if logic?
Sorry, but should it be the other way around?
It doesn't matter. You can do it the other way around, and you just exchange the logic in terms of maybe greater than or equal to or something like that. You just say number of free calling minutes is greater than or equal to. Okay. Then you do something. Okay. Do you get what I mean? So if you go to that, this is why I keep saying I've done formula for you guys several times. Okay. And you guys have done clinic formulas as well. So go to if logic formulas. Okay. Go to if logic formulas and see an example of if logic formula. So this is if, okay? Then you go to the condition. It says if logic test, value if true, value if false. I copy this. I don't even need to I don't even need to do anything. I just copied a working code. Okay, I copied a working code and I put it in my formula. So what I'm saying is that if I don't even need to put this and there, or again, depending on whatever code you're copying, right? Whatever code you're copying. I'm just saying if the number of calls made is greater than, okay, is greater than or equal to, maybe, number of calls made greater than or equal to, okay, then do something.
Are you sure we need the equal to? Because if it's equal to 500, then we don't need to do anything.
Yeah, you're right. So now it's saying if the number of calls made is greater than the free calling minutes, then you have to charge the person. Actually, copying this code doesn't help. Let's look for the raw code. The raw code would help. This is the raw code. Then you just kind of like put that there. Okay? Then you want to do something, right? If the number of calls made is greater than the free calling minutes, what should you do?
Charge the client.
If it is not, what should you do? Okay? That's what the logic is about. So what you want to do is you want to find the difference. Okay? So if you're saying, let me just give you that logic. You're saying if this is true, the charges should be what? 0. No, sorry. If this is less, the charges should be 0, right? If this is true, then you want to find out the difference between the number of calls made minus the free calling minutes times the rates for that charge, for that call. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Does this
Sorry,
make
can you
sense
come
to
back again? I didn't get it.
So the first thing you want to do is you want to check. What are you checking? What are you checking? But tell me what you're checking. Why would you charge someone for calls? Under what condition would you charge someone for calls? Under what condition? Tell me. If you have a mobile phone and
the number of calls,
you get
going over the plan limit.
The number of calls, the minutes, and the time. Okay, the number of calls, the minutes, and the minutes.
Go over the free calling minutes.
Give me the check. Tell me the check in a layman's language. The check. What is a check?
If they go beyond the basic.
No. Tell me. You have two things: the number of calls you made and your free calling minutes. Give me the check. What is a check? What are you looking for?
Number of calls made greater than free calls.
Yes. So check. That's the check. Okay. This is a check. So you now say if check. Okay. Check. That's the check. Okay. Now you're saying if check. If it is true, if it is true, okay, it's 0 or it is whatever it is. But if it is false, then do something. You want to charge. So what if logic is saying is that if the difference between this, if you check this, if this check is true, okay, do something. If it's not true, do something. But that do something is what you are manipulating. So if you make a check and realize that the number of calls made is less than the free calling minutes, then you just give it as 0. That's a charge. Because the number of calls made is less than the free calling minutes. This is when it is true. When it is true. However, when it is not true, that means you've gone past your limits. You've gone past your limit. Then the false is what you are calculating. You don't want to give it 0 because the person has gone past their limit. Then you are calculating that false, that value. This is your project. So I'm going to stop at this place, but please watch this video or try to understand this logic. Once you understand this logic, you can now compute the call charges, SMS charges, and data charges. Once you compute that, remember your total bill is now price plus all the charges. Okay? So before I continue, I want to find out, I know most of you might not be clear here, but I'm not going to go beyond this. If I should tell you the code, I'm not helping you and you're not solving this. So I'm not going to go beyond this, but I want to find out if one or two people want me to explain this more than I have done, then they should let me know. But other than that, let me continue with the assignment. Is there anyone that it's probably still not clear based on what I've said here? I know you might not get it, okay? It's okay if you don't get it, that's fine. But I just want to find out if I'm missing something here that you should be knowing, you should know.
I think
I think you've explained it to details though.
Okay, that's good.
All right, but just to mention, when you using the 0 there, it's more like saying nothing should be done, right? That's the representation.
It's just to say call charges is 0. It's to say call charges is 0. But if it is more, then you have to charge the person based on the rate.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So now let's go to the number 5. Create a custom profile for customers and ensure a user assigned to the custom profile cannot edit the plan. Guys, you shouldn't be having a problem with this. Can someone tell me that they are not having a problem with this? Not they are having a problem with this. Is anyone having a problem with this? Is there anyone having a problem with this number 5? Okay, let me explain. Create a custom profile. Create a custom profile. Go to Home, type in profile, click on profile. You want to create from a standard user profile, okay? Go to standard user profile. Then you clone. You clone the standard user. Don't clone the platform user. Clone the standard user. Then you call it what? You call it customers. Then you go to, within the profile, you go to the objects, object settings. Okay, you go to the object settings. Let me edit. You go to the object settings for plan and make sure that you give only read only and you don't select other things. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do for number 5. It takes about 2 minutes. When I say this project should take you 1 hour, you think I was kidding? No, I wasn't kidding. It's something that, look at, as a consultant, this is what you were given. This is what you will get. It is from my experience, I broke down this project to tiny bits for you to solve. But as a consultant, the only thing they will tell you is the problem statement. This is our problem. How would you solve it? With Salesforce. Then you go and solve it. Okay? So now I'm going to number 6. Ensure a customer.
I have a question, please.
Yes.
Okay. So why did you say we should not create, we should not clone the platform, the standard platform? Why I'm asking is because you said we should always give the minimum permissions, the minimum a profile can do. Okay, so I was thinking the standard platform or the minimum access.
You can give it read only. Yeah, I just say don't clone the platform because the platform might not, have access to certain things, standard object that you might be using for the project. Because I think the project has a part 2, right? It's just extra, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. So ensure a customer cannot create, edit a bill record. The same way you did for that, you do this for the bill object. Okay. So you just go to the bill object, you go to the profile, and on the bill, you don't put, where's the bill? You don't put all those stuff, the privilege. Okay. That's how you solve number 6. It takes about 2 minutes. But remember, admin can always edit anything. Okay. So if you're logging as an admin, you will still be able to edit. Always have that at the back of your mind, okay? So now, ensure no user has the ability to create, edit the total billing amount. By default, any formula field you cannot edit. By default, any formula field you cannot edit. However, there is also what they call field level security. If you go to field accessibility, you can go to the object of interest, which is the bill. Then you can go to by profiles or by fields. Let me see, ensure that no user has the ability to create, edit total. So definitely go to by fields, or within the bill object, just uncheck all those stuff, okay? So go to by fields and make sure that for whatever profile you select, for whatever profile you have, you just make sure that you cannot edit visibility, okay? Just make sure that you cannot do that, because the name is not something we created, it's something we created by default. So obviously it's going to be like this. But for the fields that you guys create, you'll be able to say visible off, read only, read only. It's up to you, okay? So that's how to solve number 7. Now, number 8. Before I go to number 8, let's go to other stuff. I'm going to skip number 8, 9. Okay, I'll go back to that shortly. Number 10, ensure the customer is unique. How would you create a unique customer? Just go to the objects, and because there's a field called email, okay? So if you're creating a field, you can specify email as a field, okay? Look at the data type is email. Then you click on next, and you make sure that this is checked. That's how to create a unique field. So anytime they're entering a customer in the system, if the email is the same, it is unique, it wouldn't let you create it, okay? That's how to do that. Ensure the customer can see all bills directly from a related tab. If you go to customers, this is what I mean by that. If you go to customer, this related tab, this is the related tab. I want to be able to see bills. How would you do this? You go to the customer object, you go to page layout, then you go to the related list. Then you just pull the bills, you drag it there. That's it. I've showed you all this in class. If you watch my video, you will be able to do this. And this is how to do it. The related tabs. How do you'll be working in a project and they'll tell you that they cannot see this. How can you bring it there? Go to the page layout, then drag that object into the related tab. That's it. Okay? Then I go to the next one. What is the next one? Ensure customer can see all bills directly. I've done that. Customer can change their plans anytime. Track the plan history for customer and ensure customer plan history tracking field is visible. What do I mean by that? If you go to the plan, you want to see historical plans, okay? Right now, it is not set. How do you ensure that you can track a plan? The first thing you need to do is when you're creating the objects, make sure that this is selected. Make sure that track field history is selected when you're doing what? Creating the object. So if you go to create object for plan, you have that option, select it. Once you select it, then you'll be able to track the plan. So if I go back to the plan, I click on edit to make sure that I select it, track history, save. So once I save it, I can now go to the page layout, okay? I can go to the field and history, then I say set history tracking. Set history tracking would now track whatever field you've selected. So if you say that, set field history tracking, then go back to the plan object in the front end and refresh. Again, if you want it to be in the related tab, you need to do something. What do you need to do? Go to the page layout and drag what? The history field in the page layouts, okay? In the related list of the page layout. So plan history, drag it. Before, it wouldn't appear because you did not enable it, but now it's going to be there because you've enabled it. Then you can refresh this and you get that, okay? So you get the history in the, so anytime you change this plan, let's say you put the price as 52, okay? You see the price has changed. Go and change the value to 78. It tells you the value has changed. That's how to track the plan history, okay? If you go to this, create a dedicated app. I don't need to go through this because I explained this yesterday in the class. Again, just create an app, go to App Manager and create an app. Then you assign it to the profile. Yes.
I'm sorry, please. I have a question on the last one that you just moved from.
What's that?
The customer can change their plans anytime.
Yes. What happened to it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've been struggling with that, having the customer to be the one to change the plan as at will.
No. I said a customer can change their plans anytime. I said a customer can change, like,
okay, they can opt for that.
Yes, they can change it. So track the plan history for the customer. That means you have to do this for the customer. I've done it for plan, but you can do it for customer.
Okay, I understand.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. So you're doing it for customer, not plan, but I've done it for plan. Okay? I don't want to give you all the answer, but try to do it for customer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Create a dedicated application and add only the required objects. Okay? Remember that you go to App Manager, you create a dedicated Lightning app, and you only add the object of interest in the navigation bar. Okay? You only add the object of interest in the navigation bar. How do you do that? You just select the objects, the object of interest. Is it contact? Add it. Is it bill? Add it. Is it customer? Add it. That's it. You've created an app. 2 minutes. Okay? So please pay attention to this project. The only thing I've not done is validation. So what are validation in Salesforce?
Babatope?
Yes.
Can I just say something quickly? So with this last one, creating the app, I created everything, but for some reason, I'm still not seeing my app. I'm not sure why, and I've refreshed. I've shut down the playground.
Did you go to this and see the app here? You did not see the app?
No, because I have apps up to Bolt Solutions, so my app should be next to it, and I'm not seeing it.
Where are you checking the app? Where? Did you assign it to the right profile, or you just make it the org default? Like, you need to assign it to a profile, right? So if I go to this app, for instance, okay, and I just put some object in the app, click on next, assign it to a profile, make sure that you give it to the profile that needs that app, okay?
Okay.
Then after that, you will see the app in this 3 stuff. You will see it. Like, there's no way you won't be able to see it, okay?
Okay, that's a step I missed. All right, thank you. Thanks.
No worries. Yeah. So now that we have that, I wanted to touch base on validation. This is why I asked you guys to join clinics, because I cannot teach you everything within the short period in class, but these are the things that would help you. Validation rules. Validation rules are just to make sure that whenever you're entering data into the system, it is being validated. For instance, you can say first name and last name should not be equal. How can you make sure that the first name and last name is not equal? You create what they call validation rules. So if this validation rule is meant to be on the customer object, you go to the object, customer, then you go to validation rules. Validation rules. Once you click that, you create new validation. First name and last name should not match, right? First name and last name check. That's the name of the validation. Now, you want to say, if this formula expression is true, display this error. If it is false, do not display the error. So what is the check I want to make? The first name on customer should not be equal to the last name on the customer. That's it. Then, if it is true, if the first name and last name is equal, then you should throw the error. It says, if this formula expression is true, throw the error. That means you want to do this, actually. First name equals last name. Then you throw the error. First name equals last name. Remember, if this formula expression is true, that means if the first name equals the last name, throw the error. I'm giving you an example of first name equals last name, but for your project, it's start date and end date, okay? Start date and end date greater than bill plan duration or something like that. Then you just say the first name should not be equal to the last name, okay? Then you save. Now, if I go back to my customer, I refresh this page, and I try to enter the first name and the last name, the same first name and last name. Guess what? The first name should not be equal to the last name. That's validation. Validation is just another way to ensure you have clean data in the system. So you create validation rules for any project you have to ensure that you have clean data in the system. For your project, I told you that, so for your project, ensure that the bill start date is always less than end date. What kind of logic would you put in place? Can someone tell me the kind of logic they will place based on what I've just explained right now? What kind of logic would you place? Remember, it has to be true, okay? It has to be true. Can someone tell me what kind of logic they will place here? Are you guys with me?
Could you show us the...
Please go to the question.
The person says the bill start date is always less than the end date, i.e., use the validation. The bill start date is always less than the end date. Remember, this expression must be true. The bill start date,
it must be greater than for it to be true.
Yeah, yes. So, end dates, that's it. That's what you need to put there. If you do this for the bill objects, you've solved that question. Simple command like this solves questions for you. So anytime you're entering the bill, the start date must always be less than the end date. But if the start date is greater than the end date, it's going to throw you this error. That's it. Then you do the same thing for the other one. Ensure the difference between the start date and end date equals to the planned duration. So what do you need to do? You just need to do the same thing. The difference between the start date and the end date is not equal to planned duration. When it's true, it's going to throw the error. Okay, so I'm going to stop here because I think I've explained the project. And based on what I've explained, you should be able to do this project before the end of today, because tomorrow I'm going to ask for solution. Okay, I'm going to ask for solution on this project. So based on this analysis, I don't think you should have any reason not to complete this project today. So I'm just going to take one or two questions.
Quick question, please.
Yes.
All right. So I was wondering for the email to ensure that there is no email of the same kind like twice. Why didn't we use the matching rule and validation rule to solve that?
You can use anything to solve it, anything. But why would you want to go through a different route when it's easier to just go through the normal route? Like, you know, why would you want to take 2 hours when you can do it in 2 minutes?
Yes, unfortunately, that's what I use though.
As long as you got it right, that's fine, okay? But always think about the easiest way to solve a problem in Salesforce, okay?
All right, thank you. All right.
Olubunmi, please.
So thanks for the review. For the profile, I use the
Salesforce profile, do I need to change it to the standard user profile? I can still leave it?
Just follow the instruction in the project. I don't know what it is, but I just said you should create a profile, right? And make sure that the user assigned a customer profile cannot edit the plan. So it doesn't matter, as long as the profile has access to the plan objects, that's fine with me. But always go with the, the standard user for anyone that needs access to your org, okay? But in real situation, you wouldn't have a profile for a customer. Just have that at the back of your mind. You wouldn't have a profile for a customer because customers are going to be external people, right? And you don't want to create license. You don't want to have a license for all customers. That wouldn't make sense. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Right on, please.
Thanks, Babatope. So could we please look at question number 7 again, please? So the last statement, it says this should be calculated automatically using the formula field. I was just wondering about that because when you touched it just now, you didn't say anything about that.
No, I did. I told you that formula fields are not editable. You cannot edit formula fields. So if you use a formula field to calculate the total billing amount, you already solved the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a formula field, right? You cannot edit it. It's automatically calculated. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Omar, please.
Hi again, Babatope. So when you were explaining the solution to me, I don't think you concluded. So basically, I followed all the steps and everything. And my issue is that the relationship between the customer and plan, like the plan field in the customer object shows up as the plan number instead of the plan name. And I've been, playing around with it, trying to change it so that the pick list in the customer record is like it comes out as like basic, standard, or premium instead of P0001, P0002. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but again, I told you that when you're creating a new object, you have the liberty to use numbers or name. For instance, plan. Okay, if you say you want to create a plan object, this would automatically come up for you. Okay, it will automatically come up for you. However, you can change it to auto number. So maybe you've changed it to number, and now it's coming out as some plan number, something like this, because you've already changed it. So if you're very worried about it, delete the object and create it again. Okay? So you have the option for plan name, which you can create a new field for and make this one a plan number. So it's automatic. But remember, when you're doing a lookup selection, okay, this is what will come up. The name is what will come up. So whatever you decide here is what will come up here. So if you're using number, it's going to be plan 0001. You wouldn't see it as basic plan. So if you're using name, this is what will come up. So decide from the design before you start implementing. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I want to find out from everyone, what would stop you from not doing or completing this project today based on what we've done right now? I've literally solved the project for you. But I want to find out from everyone, what would stop you from not completing this project today? Abiola.
Yeah, so thank you, Babatope. So for the object, you mentioned that we should create any other field that we find useful. So for the customer object, for the plan object, and for the bill object. So which other fields, apart from what you've listed, do you think we should also create?
I don't know. I'm literally done, think through of what possible fields you should be creating. Now you're asking me to say more. I don't know what to say. Literally, I came up with these fields and I said, okay, maybe you're very creative. You can add more fields. So I wouldn't know what fields it is. I'm not penalizing you for not creating other fields, but I just want to see the total billing amounts. That's all I'm interested in. That's where the problem is. Every other thing is easy. Okay?
So are you saying that if we don't create the extra fields, we'll still be good, we'll still be on the right track?
Oh yeah. You don't need it's not very tricky. I wasn't meant to be tricky about it. It's only when you want to create a because look at this guy. Look at these guys. The next project you guys are having is an e-commerce project. And think about it, there are e-commerce platform everywhere. You can just tell them that you can help them manage their e-commerce sales using Salesforce. Now that project will be your presentation to that customer. That's how you make money in this business. You don't even need a job. You just need to be good at this stuff. And now you go to businesses and start selling. To implement Salesforce, to set up Salesforce is on average $10,000, at least in Canada. In the US, it could be $15,000, $20,000. So if you guys can come up with a better business development, we can now start going to businesses and set up Salesforce for them. I've taught you everything needed to be successful with Salesforce. Everything we're doing right now in class is just advanced stuff for you to be extra good. But the basic of Salesforce, you know the basics, and I've taught you everything. Now is for you to start thinking as a consultant, start solving problems. And that's where we're going, okay? With your next project and your work experience, you will be good with Salesforce. But if you're struggling with this project, I'm sorry, you might not be successful with it if you're not trying to improve on your projects, okay? So please try to complete this project today because I will ask you to submit it tomorrow. And after tomorrow, we go into another new project, okay? But I don't want anyone to be left behind. I've given you groups, I've given you mentors, I've given you group leaders, and I've dedicated the last 1 hour, 15 minutes to solve this project. I want you guys to solve it and make sure you pay attention, okay? So read between the lines and try to become good at this because this is the future. And I think...
Babatope, sorry, can you just drop this, can we get this video like in the next 2 hours so that we could, for us that want to check and follow?
Okay, I will try my best to make the video available for you guys, but please, I want to answer your questions now. What questions are you facing while solving this problem? I want to answer it now, so you don't have to depend on the video all the time. I want you to answer that question now. What are your challenges now? Tell me.
So I did the plan history setup, and I'm not able to change the values on the front end to see if the history actually shows up.
So I don't understand. What do you mean by you're not able to change the values on the front end? All you just need to do is go to the record and click on edit. So anytime you change whatever value you have, you go to the history and you see the history is been changed for that record, for that field. That's it.
I did it for plan. I've not done it for customers. So when I go to the related tab, I'm not able to change.
So if you go to plans, okay, go to plans, you click on edit and you change the price from 78 to 80, you save. Once you save it, go to related, you go to the history, it has changed from 78 to 80. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
So just try it and you will see, like, as long as you've set it up the way I've done it, you should be able to see it change, okay?
Okay,
Amos, and we'll stop for, you carry on with the clinic.
Yeah, the issue I have is this, like I said, I created that, I did the loop stuff, and I think I was supposed to get after creating the loop, am I not supposed to see, whenever I go to new on the customer, am I not supposed to see the plan under the loop because of the loop? Or am I supposed to create a plan object for the customer?
I don't understand. What plan object are you? I don't, like, go to customer, you create new, you see the plan.
Yes, now I'm asking, the plan, is it because we have a loop? That's why the plan is there? Or
it's because you have a relationship. You have a relationship. the relationship I showed you earlier, if you don't have that relationship, it won't come up. You have a relationship.
On my schema is showing the relationship, but I'm not seeing the plan yet. That's what I'm asking.
Can you share your screen, please? Can you share your screen, please?
Okay.
So can you go to your schema?
Okay. This is my schema.
Yeah, that's because you have the wrong schema. You have the wrong schema, and this is not the schema I asked you to create.
Okay.
So you have to go to the customer object and add a lookup to the customer. So go back to your customer object. Okay, let me explain what you've just done. You said customer and plan is lookup, but is looking up to the other way. So if you're trying to create a plan now, you'll be associating it to the customer, which is not right. Okay. So go to the object, go to the object manager. And go to plan. Fields and relationship. Delete customer away from there.
Okay, sorry. Delete customer. Sorry.
Now go to customer object. Why did you name it customer name anyway?
No. I tried saving it with customer and it didn't go through.
Yeah, because we have a standard object called customer. Then customer name is not really ideal. But anyway, carry on. Go to fields and relationship. Then click on new. Click on lookup. Then select plan.
Okay, I did the other way. Yeah, that's good.
Select plan. You need to think about it before you start doing it, okay? Think about it. Just select, like press anywhere outside of this. Just press anywhere. Then next.
I think there has to be plural, right?
Can you refresh this? You deleted that plan, right? From the customer object?
Yes, I did. I did the customer. I deleted the customer from the customer. I deleted the customer from the plan.
Can you go to fields and relationship? Let me see what you have.
Okay.
You already have a plan, right? But you put it as, guys, just kind of like follow what I've just shown you, okay? If you follow the same thing, you'll be good, okay? So click on new and create the plan. This is what your mentor should be helping you with, because you should be having a conversation with me about your job, how to get a job. Every Wednesday, I play football with a bunch of directors in the top 5 banks in Canada. I'm the kind of person that can easily just give you reference that will get you a job, and this is what I'm helping you to do. I've already given you the resources needed to do this. All you just have to do is ask your mentor to help you. Don't let me spend my time doing this. Otherwise, you won't learn as much as possible. Sorry?
They are not available until Saturday.
But I've told you this, guys, this stuff since last week, right? Since last week, I think I opened the availability for the mentors and they were overwhelmed. A lot of people were working for 6 hours for you guys. And I think you guys need to be fair on them as well, right? But again, I understand, but there are about 8 mentors, and I'm pretty sure if you have booked them in advance, they will have helped you. But anyways, I totally understand as well. I think okay. I think you're good, but again, I'm trying to let you get the best out of this training. If you overwhelm me with these activities, I might not have time for helping you to get the job right. So I want to optimize you guys for the job, not for this training, not for this Salesforce. Salesforce, I've taught you in class. Then you do it. If you don't get it, talk to your group leaders, talk to your mentors. But when it comes to job and, oh, I need to get this job, or I've talked to this guy and blah, blah, blah. But I know that you're good with all this stuff. Then I can just say, okay, let's do this. Okay, that's what my time should be spent with, preparing you for interviews and getting the job. Because I've already exhausted my ability to train you for this Salesforce. You now need to probably listen to other people as well. They will be the one to help you to go through all these little challenges. But going forward, I want to be able to say, interview tips, presentation, how to get that job. That's what I'm interested in, because I've already taught you based on my knowledge of this. Unless you just want to learn Salesforce and you're not interested in job, then that's fine. I can be spending my time doing this. But this is not the best way to use my time. I keep telling you, you probably wouldn't believe me. But again, I just have to keep telling you, okay? So I think we're good.
Please, I have one question, Babatope.
Okay, Amobi, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm okay with the project, but I'm just, within me, I want to know, why do we have to create the customer object? Because I remembered you saying that whenever an object exists already, we don't need to create it. But in this case, I found myself creating because you said we should create custom objects. Why?
Totally understand, okay? Totally understand, but because I just wanted you to create this, you shouldn't kill me for it, right? But I totally understand what you mean, okay? It's fair, it's a good challenge. It's just that I wanted you to play around with creating custom object. I could have called it something else. I could have called it clients. Would that have helped you? Yes. But I call it customer because, you know, that was what came to me when I was preparing this project. And that's why I asked you to do that, okay?
Okay, thank you. Is it okay for us to rename it client?
You can rename it to, why not rename the standard object and maintain this one as customer?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I think that's all from me. I'm going to stop recording.
Can we rename standard objects?
Sorry?
Can we rename a standard objects?
Yes.
Yeah, I showed you how to rename the standard object, right? Just go to tabs, rename tabs and listing labels. Okay?
Please, how soon can we get this video?
I'll try my best, but I cannot guarantee within the next 2 hours, but I'll try my best, okay?
Okay, thank you.